Hello and welcome to this week's Something for the Weekend with me, Kathy Griffiths.
Me, Fiona Scott.
Me, Alex Butcher.
And me, Stephen Day.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, happy weekend, everybody.
Happy weekend, it's Friday.
Are we all
Friday.
excited?
Very.
Oh, my goodness. So, it is Friday, start of the weekend. What have we all got planned? Who wants to go first?
Let's not all rush at once, shall we?
Don't give us a choice, Kathy.
No. Oh, well, okay, I'll go first. I'll go first. So, it's going to be a good weather forecast, I think. So I'm going to make the most of it. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I've been out doing my daily exercise, I seem to have been hearing a lot more bird song. And I don't know, nature seems to be losing its shyness and coming out a lot more. So one of the things I'm going to try and do is see if I can start identifying bird song. Things are getting pretty bad, aren't they? What shall I do this weekend? I'm going to be a twitcher.
You can't call them that.
Well, I know, because twitchers are those who really sort of take it very seriously and dash
They're
around.
quite twitchy about being called twitchers as well, I think. The ornithological community.
Oof.
Well, deeply on.
Well, she can't say a tweeter either, because that's already been taken.
But on a serious note, I have been told that the first cuckoo has arrived here on Seal. So I'm going to put that on my list. So I do actually know what a cuckoo sounds like. But that shouldn't be too much of a challenge. But I'm going to go out this weekend and just see if I can start, recognising bird song. So that's something I'm going to do. And also, I have been going out for little swims, not far out, not being irresponsible. I've got my float on, and there's usually someone on the shore sort of keeping an eye on me. But I went out earlier this week, and I wasn't.
Was it the Coast Guard by any chance?
Because Kathy needs kept an eye on when she's swimming.
There's someone lurking behind a rock watching me. But anyway, I was in the sea earlier this week, and I wasn't alone. I was just sort of heading back to the beach when I saw this grey pointy up thing by the rocks, and I just thought, ooh, what's that? So I watched, and then it became apparent it was actually a fin, which was quite, I thought, oh, dolphin. And then I saw two black fins. At that point, when I saw the two black fins, a bit of panic started to set in, because I was thinking, that film. Da, 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 da. Anyway, it wasn't, but it was just incredible. So I think there were dolphins, there were porpoise. It was just an amazing experience. So I don't think I'll ever probably be able to repeat that, but I'll certainly be going for another paddle when I'm out and about on my walk. So that's it. So I'm going to get close to nature.
Kathy, do you think the dolphins will be speaking about this on their podcast?
You'll be having a whale of a time.
Oh, stop. You're all show laughing. No, that didn't work. Forget that one.
People are going to think this is scripted when it's all just totally natural.
Alice, nobody will believe this is scripted.
Oh dear. So yeah, I'm doing that. I might even have a go at making a few veg beds. There's some chunks of wood that have been lying around in the garden for a while, so I might even have a go at building some veg bed. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you next week if that actually happens or not. But I did paint my stones from last weekend. I have been painting sort of stones, so that looks quite nice. I'm starting to decorate the garden with those. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I think I've said enough. Come on.
That sounds lovely. I'm liking the sound of your veg beds, because one of my problems this week and what I'm going to be doing over the weekend is compiling my shopping list, because I'm having great fun trying to think what I'm going to buy to do me 7 days. I only go in Tobin 1 day a week for my essential shop. So I have to figure out what's going to go off quickest. So I'm starting tonight. I've got scallops and prawns for a risotto, but by the time it gets to next Wednesday, I'm on to Gingster's giant Cornish pasty, because they're dated the 23rd.
Well, if you got it, send it down to me. It sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'm liking the sound of the risotto. That's sounding really good.
I certainly hope so. Well, you see, risotto takes ages to cook, and as before this lockdown situation, you're always in a rush. Are you guys not finding that you can slow down a little bit and you can take an hour to cook a risotto? Because it fills in a bit of the night.
Yeah, even washing up's a joy at the moment.
It's a good point. I have to do more proper cooking, really.
And learn to play the piano.
That's
you.
Well, it can't be any of you guys WhatsApping me, so I don't know what that was. Carry on, Alice. Sorry.
I tell you what, I have got this.
No, we've got to make a special effort to cook ourselves nice things. I think my repertoire for cooking is a bit winter based, and I always struggle at this time of year to come up with stuff. I'm not a big salad maker really, so I'm a broths, a soup, a hot pot kind of guy.
That's comfort food, Alice. Comfort food,
isn't it? And I've got to adjust. Because the sun's shining, the sky's blue. So I need to get some ideas. New things.
How about one of those cold soup things that you're supposed to eat in summer? Cold soup.
Vichy soir.
Oh,
what was that?
I don't know if I've even got the right one. Stevie, is that right? Vichy soir, cold soup.
I would call it a consami, but I've never heard of that.
What? What's vichy soir then?
Have we lost Kathy? She's gone very quiet.
No, I'm just thinking of things.
Ellis has disappeared.
Ellis has left the building.
While he's away, I've just googled vichy soir, and it is a cold soup. So,
what's in it?
Vegetables. Thick soup made of boiled and pureed leeks, onions, potatoes, and cream, and chicken stock.
And Ellis may be back.
I'm back now.
Can you hear Kathy?
I can hear Kathy again.
Alice has been to look and see what he's got in his cupboard to make soup from.
Pasta soup again.
Pasta soup. Would that be with a tomato sauce?
With tin tomatoes.
Hey, I've got some kippers. I've bought kippers, so I think I'm going to do them this weekend. But if you go on my past record of destroying and chowering food, I think I better do them outdoors. Maybe I'll get a little portable barbecue or something.
Can we have a photograph of that, Kathy, please?
Yes, you can. I'll take one this weekend of me.
Given your culinary record of burning things and exploding things, I'd be getting all of my food delivered as a takeaway.
That's why I should be doing it outdoors for safety reasons. Oh dear. So, all right, so that's what we're all eating. That's good. What else are you up to?
Well, I think with all this food that you're having, you need something good to watch on the telly. So, there's a couple of theatre options for us this weekend, and the National Theatre present on their YouTube channel Treasure Island. It premiered yesterday as a live stream and is available for 7 days, starring Arthur Darvill from Doctor Who fame as Long John Silver. Would you like to hear a trail? I mean, I don't care if you don't want to hear a trail anyway, you're going to hear it. Here we go.
Go on, Jim lad.
I have been chosen to tell you the story of Treasure Island.
Keep a weather eye open for a seafaring man with one leg. It's a treasure map! Let's after treasure.
This is me! You're Jim Hawkins. Grandma would hate you if you were a pirate.
That'll get your kippers flaming, Kathy.
I like the parrot.
That was just Ellis.
That sounded great. That sounds very dramatic.
It is. I mean, I've seen clips of it. I want to see this for quite a while. It looks stunning. So if you can make your way to a YouTube channel, if you've got a connection, sorry, Kathy, that's something to watch. Now, for those of you who like something slightly different, Andrew Lloyd Webber is releasing Phantom of the Opera tonight on YouTube, and it's available only for 24 hours after. It's the filmed special 25th anniversary, which took place in the Royal Albert Hall in 2011. I would play a trailer, but it's so visual, all you get is the music, so not much point on radio.
Would you like me to sing? Would you like me to improvise?
No.
Kathy, it's okay, but thank you.
Is that Sarah Brightman on the phone from Seal, I think, isn't it?
I'll stop now. Thank you very much, everybody.
I'm still thinking about Kathy's bird sounds, and definitely one flew over the cuckoo's nest down in Steel there.
I'm going to go and rip my sink out for something to do.
Oh no, that sounds great. There's some good ideas there, Stevie. Thank you for those.
Very cultured.
Very cultured.
So finally, I managed to get round to watching the very wonderful Penguin Diplomacy.
Oh, well done.
That was my actor's pause there. And do you know what? It was absolutely fantastic, and I would recommend anyone to get on the Auburn Times website /Penguin and watch it, because it's really good. The performances were great, and the two lead characters entirely convincing, and it was just a fantastic way to spend 30 minutes. Get on there and watch it.
Thank you, Ellis. Just while you're there, did you watch Star Trek?
I haven't got to Star Trek yet. But I've been on the website and I love the costumes. I love that it's so kind of retro. That's what's really going to appeal to me. That it is, as you say, it's picking up where, William Shatner left off, rather than sort of trying to rehash it all and make it new and funky. It's very, very out there, isn't it? It's very retro. I'm going to love it.
Kathy?
Alice is going to start making his own costume now. Fancy dress Star Trek outfit.
Well, I was just going to say, Kathy, it was just as well we ordered one up last week.
I'm sure I can run one of those up over the weekend.
We look forward to the pictures.
With my inexhaustible supply of Star Trek type material that we've got laying around the house.
Is that loads of lycra?
You know that man on the beach? It's me.
In his sparkly spandex.
Oh my goodness. Anything else? Has anyone else got planned?
I've got about 3 books on the go.
3? What you reading?
To get through. I keep flitting from one book to the next. And I need to be a lot more disciplined with my reading.
Are they totally different?
Pardon?
Are they totally different? Are they completely different books? I mean, obviously they're completely different books, but are they different subjects?
Well, I've got a Stephen King trilogy.
Oof.
So I've actually got 6 books when you look at it that way. I've got a book about Argyle shipwrecks.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. And I've got the Shutter Island book, which by Dennis Lehane, which came out before the film, of course. So I've got those 3 to get stuck into, but I keep flitting between all 3 books. I've got to maintain my focus a bit better, I think.
Have you got a garden where you are, Ellis?
It's like Kew Gardens where I am.
Kew Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
It's a wonder of the world, or certainly an open wonder of the world, definitely. I'm serious as well. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm very privileged compared to, do you know what I mean? I can't imagine how difficult it must be for some people that don't have that outdoor space. I can't empathise enough with them. It must be really tough.
If people are looking to bring the outdoors in, they can go and have a look at our webcam, which is at Crookin Loch Etive, looking out over the loch, and you can find that at www.auburntimes.co.uk/cam. and it's really beautiful. You can see some of the wildlife there. Obviously, at the moment you can't see any water sports, but when this lifts, you can go and you can have a look and see what people are doing on the water. But at the moment, yeah, it's really peaceful, calm.
You won't see me there because it's too far, and I won't be making a non-essential journey there to go back to the cameras. Here I go swimming.
you can just bring up the webcam, Kathy, and sit and look and dream of swimming. It looks beautiful.
So, what else? Who else has got anything to offer? Any ideas for this weekend? Anything that I might cut my hair? I think I'm going to start thinking about cutting my hair. Anyone else having hair issues?
That's really weird because I was going to ask on tips to how to cut your own hair. I've just got this thought of when I was little and my mum doing my fringe and looking like Claudia Winkleman on a bad day.
That would be in now. That would be in there.
It probably would, yeah. But yeah, if anybody wants to send us in tips on how to cut your own hair, please do.
See, I bet all those bald people out there now are like just sort of walking around really smug, aren't they?
I'll tell you what.
Saying, I don't have to worry about that.
Get people to send photos in after photos. Here's what I did to my hair.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
Well, my husband does have a set of clippers, and I did think about it, and I'm trying to count out how long it takes his to grow back in. I thought, well, if I clip it now, it might be fairly reasonable by the time I get back to work.
Oh my word. Oh well, there we go. So if you really do get that bored and there's absolutely nothing else you can do, take a look at yourself in the mirror. See if you can make some self-improvements. Have a go at cutting your hair and send us a photo to show what you've done. I think we better bring this hilarity to a stop and just say to people, keep reading the Open Times. You can read all of our stories free online at the moment, and it'd be great if you could take out a subscription. It's just £4.80 to get the full page-turning version online as well. Has someone just gone? Someone just.
Ellis has just left the building again.
He's got to take out a subscription.
That just couldn't wait, Kathy. Couldn't wait.
He couldn't wait. But we are here to support you through this crisis and keep you fully informed on what's happening in our wonderful area. Still being inspired by all these great people.
Kathy's gone. Yes, a big thanks to the NHS. Everybody was out clapping again last night, which was great. And to our care system and our essential food suppliers and everybody else who's still able to work in keeping us going through this trying time. Okay, so we've lost Kathy and Ellis. I'll say goodbye from me, Fiona Scott.
Goodbye from me, Stephen Day. Goodbye from me, Kathy. And goodbye from me, Ellis. See, no one will ever know Fiona, will they?
Not at all. Well done, Stevie. Bye, everyone.
Bye.